Know ye not that the hold on. I'm true. First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own. You feel what I'm saying? This ain't yours. This don't belong to you. This don't belong to you, man. It don't belong to you. So likewise, your child's body belongs to the Most High. Your body belongs to the Most High. Your child's body belongs to the Most High. What do you need to put in it? You need to put right things in it. Right things. You feel what I'm saying? You got little small children, even if you got big children, you got to give them nourishment. Don't let them eat so many snacks, man. You know, Bible say a cheerful man has a good care of his diet, and it's the same thing for your children. If you care about your children, care about their diet. Don't just let them eat anything. Don't just say just because you don't have enough money, you just gonna let them eat, ramen noodles all day, or you know, any kind of processed food or trash all day. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? A home cooked meal can go a long way. You can spend a little money, you know what I'm saying? You got $20. Hey, spaghetti cooked the right way can go a long way. You know what I'm saying? Sandwiches fixed the right way can go a long way. Of course, some of that sandwich meat and stuff gonna be processed, but it's way better than eating out. I tell you that. You know what I'm saying? At least you got control over the meat and the stuff that you actually buy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, make the attempt to kind of guide them away from so much junk, man. You know, food, like I had mentioned in one video, food is spiritual too. Food can heal or it can hurt you. You know what I'm saying? For example, we know that from wrong eating you can get gout. From wrong eating you can get diabetes. From wrong eating you can get you know any kind of disorder, heart disease. You can get high blood pressure, cancer, anything from wrong eating. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a care of your children's diet, and don't say you don't have time, or it's too much to try to figure out and stuff. Like, if you care about your children, it's not too much. You always got 5 to 10 minutes to fix them something that's nutritious. you know um, a little fruit, or um, just something that's better than chips and cake and ice cream and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you can, try to limit the sweets and stuff like that to the weekend. Try to limit the processed foods to the weekend. Treat it just the same way you would treat your own body. Say, hey, we're gonna try to cook this weekend. We're gonna try to start eating processed food on the weekend. If you could just make it a weekend thing, start there. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, eating healthy it definitely costs a lot of money. You know, when me and my wife first got married, we had always talked about how we wanted the kids to eat certain things, and certain products cost money. We tried to get goat milk one time, and I mean, that thing was so expensive. But the truth be told, goat milk is the milk to drink. You know what I'm saying? But it's so expensive, and it's a reason why. A lot of the times, the expensive stuff is gonna be, that's gonna be the stuff that you actually need to put in your body. But uh, it does take some work to try to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? But just get a little here, get a little there. You know what I'm saying? And make it work. Build up to it. You know what I'm saying? Build up to it. Uh, let me see. So yeah, the body is a temple, man, and the children's body is definitely way more delicate than our grown up body. You know what I'm saying? They need all the nourishment they can get. Hey, if you can, mothers, if you can, breastfeed. If you can, breastfeed. You know what I'm saying? That is gonna always be the number one immunity, the number one kickoff to start your children off on the right foot. When they start growing, breastfeed. You feel what I'm saying? so that they can get all the nourishment, all the protection that their body needs from all types of diseases. You know what I'm saying? With my children, how I feed their mind is sometimes I challenge them with words, challenge them to use bigger words, challenge them to, structure their sentences. My daughter right now, man, blows my mind how young she is and she can use certain words, pick up on emotions and stuff like that. My son right behind her, bro, and he's talking like he's 3 or 5. Like he can talk good, bro. That's smarts. You know what I'm saying? That is smarts. You got to challenge them on numbers. If they can count to 10, make them count to 15. Once they get up to 15, make them count to 20. You know what I'm saying? I do that time and time again because it's just that teacher in me. I can't help it. If I see children that have potential in, doing more, or they capable of doing better and they don't know it, I gotta push them, especially my own. You know what I'm saying? I gotta push them. That's what you should be doing with your children. And they gotta also understand it's a time and place for everything. Like I said earlier, don't let your children just cry and run all over the place in the store, man. Don't let them do that. Show them you can crank it up too. You know what I'm saying? You will not go to jail for making the world a better place. You ain't gonna go to jail for making the world a better place. I ain't talking about beating them or leaving a mark on them. I ain't talking about doing all that. I'm talking about actually being the authority in their life that they need to humble themselves, calm down, and get themselves together. Ain't no way a little 4 or 5-year-old should be running both their parents in the store. It ain't no way. I can't see it, and I don't agree with it. I never agree with it. You can't change my mind and say they're just kids and let them do it. No, I never agree with that. I never agree with that. However, I do agree with, letting kids get their full confidence and, giving them a voice and stuff like that. But just acting just complete crazy in the store, nah, that ain't gonna work. But let's look at Daniel 1:8. We're gonna get the last part on that, what kids need to be putting in their body. Daniel 1:8. All right. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, Daniel was a real soldier, man. He did not defile himself with that pork, bro. You, like I said, you got to know what you're putting in your children's body. With my first set of kids, I kind of went about it like as long as they fed, they good. But that is just not enough as a parent. That's just not enough. Like I said, man, me and my wife, we read the ingredients. We go over everything before we put something in their mouth.